This obviously has absolutely nothing to do with the readathon, but I just thought someone would appreciate seeing our chicken who has created a hole in the lawn so that she can nest in there. The other one's just under the house, but thank you, May. Appreciated. Hello, we are back again in my room. I moved from downstairs because it has actually been a couple of hours since I filmed that little reading time lapse. I filmed for about 40 minutes, but then I worried that my phone was going to completely fill up and then fuzzy stuff would start happening with storage, and I was not a fan of that idea, so I stopped recording and just continued reading for about another hour and a half, I think, and I finished Take a Hint, not Take a Hint, that's the other back, and I finished Get a Life Chloe Brown. Woo! First book for the readathon down! I want to talk about my thoughts. Generally, I really liked it. Yesterday I thought I was a little bit on the fence about it. I was like, I'm enjoying this well enough, but I'm not like raving about it like a lot of other people have. But then I realised when I was getting ready for bed that I was thinking about it and I wanted to read a bit more, so I read about another 20 pages before bed, including Red giving Chloe a ride on his motorcycle, and I went, no, I like these characters. I think it just took me having sat with them a bit away from the pages to go, I like these characters, I like their relationship, I want it to go somewhere, because I got back to it and I felt like I knew them and I was invested in them and it was a good time. I thought this was really well done. I thought it was so fun and light-hearted without making light of some of the very serious things that it talks about. One of the things I hadn't realised when I had picked up the book until I sat down and like properly read the blurb was that Chloe Brown has a chronic illness. She has fibromyalgia and chronic pain and migraines, and although it's not a central theme in the book, it is still a very big part of her life that plays into the story. She has several flare-ups within the book. She also talks to Red when they are starting to sort of embark on a relationship that isn't strictly platonic, about things like she needs space to sit down, she can't stay on her feet for too long, some days that's just not even an option to leave the house, and all that kind of thing, and he takes care of her. He doesn't baby her, he doesn't infantilize her, he just takes care of her. I was also so impressed by the level of consent that goes on. I don't read a huge amount of romance novels, as I said yesterday, and so I'll be honest, my view of them is pretty, you know, I know what typical romance novels can be like or are characterised as like, and often relationships are quite toxic, consent doesn't matter because they're into each other and that kind of thing, and so I was delighted to read this and find that Red took no as a no, even though he was pretty sure Chloe wanted him to kiss her. She said no, so he didn't kiss her. Every single time they were doing anything beyond kissing, he stopped her, checked that she was still okay, made sure that her body wasn't hurting and all that kind of thing. We love to see it. And also, Red was in an abusive relationship before the book started, and it clearly affects him still in this book. It is so, well, I mean, it's not great, but you know, it is such important representation to have male characters who were abused in stories and to have them coping with their previous abuse in healthy ways. Red is not a drinker, he's not an addict, he's not turning to unhealthy coping mechanisms in order to get over the abuse he suffered at Pippa's hands. Instead, he paints, he does art, he talks about his feelings, he even starts going to therapy towards the end of the book, and at the very climax of the book, when he gets triggered by something that Chloe does and it sparks a big divide between them, although he reacts poorly in the moment, he takes time to think about why he reacted the way he did, to evaluate the situation he's in and come to the conclusion that he is safe with Chloe. And although it is expected and okay for him to react in the way he did to what had happened, that it wasn't reflective of the environment he was now in, and that he was okay. And broadly, I just loved the characters of Chloe and Red. I thought Chloe was such an endearing character. She is just the right amount of fussy and neurotic and a little bit pretentious, and Red is just the right amount of snarky and teasing and blunt. But neither of them goes overboard. They feel so human, they feel so multifaceted, and you can really see how they enjoy each other's company and the reasons why those two individuals with their differing traits still manage to come together into a couple that adore each other. And I just really liked reading it. There was no unnecessary miscommunication, there was no random ex-boyfriend who turns up to propose or anything like there are in other stories. It was just two people finding a way to muddle along together and realising along the way that they really, really like each other, and that it is worth getting over their various baggages to greater or lesser extents in order to be able to make a relationship work. And there is no evidence that they are fixing each other or that the relationship needs them to change in any way for it to work, but just for them to both acknowledge that neither is perfect, that a perfect relationship doesn't exist, and that actually they can create a really, really good one just by being each other and by being understanding of the things that make relationships difficult for them. I really, really liked it. I don't have any more articulate thoughts other than that. I think I'm probably going to give this like a 4-star. It didn't touch me in the way that it has for other people, so it won't be getting a 5-star, but it's still like a 4-star, maybe a 4.5 stars, because I just really, really liked it, and this is definitely going on my shelves, and I will definitely be rereading it, because I loved it. It was so good. Yeah, I'd intended to sit down and film a time lapse for as long as I read for, but I realised after I'd been filming for 40 minutes that I still wasn't done yet. I wanted to keep reading, so I ended up finishing the book, and I love it. Probably good timing as well, because I slept well last night, but I've woken up with a pulled nerve in my neck, and that is making sitting difficult, and I now have a headache, so glad that I got the reading done for the day, because now I can feel accomplished. I have ticked off my first challenge. I haven't had a chance to catch up with Nidhi yet. I've sent her a couple of messages, but we're on different time zones, so she will probably get those later in the day. But yes, challenge 1 done and challenge 2 soon to be completed. I will not be doing any more reading today. I feel like finishing 1 book in a day is enough for now. What are my plans? I don't really have any plans for today. I might do some writing as I did yesterday. Probably gonna watch some more Schitt's Creek, may do some painting. But yeah, my day is not very, very full otherwise. Ooh, one last thing though. Book mail arrived. There was me worrying about whether or not things would arrive. We've got a first one, so I will have a book to start for tomorrow. I will open it on camera. Gotta make sure I do it the right way around though, because this side has my address on it, so gotta try and work out where all the stuff is without me accidentally doxing myself. There we go. There it is. Common Bonds, edited by Claudie Arsenault. This is a book that I was so excited to get. This is the one that I am picking for my 5-star prediction, because I was looking at the various books that I had on my wish list and I was there going, I don't really have any high expectations for any of these. And then I found this on my list and went, no, I have high expectations for this. I think this is going to be a 5-star. I will talk briefly about what it is, just to give you a teaser for what tomorrow is going to be about. Common Bonds is an anthology of short stories all about the aromantic experience and exploring different facets of human connection aside from romantic connections. It spans a whole range of genres, I'm told, and there is stuff focused around friendship and familial relationships and professional relationships, and I thought it sounded absolutely fantastic. I am absolutely thrilled about this, and I'm so glad it arrived in time, because this means that I am at least sorted for tomorrow, if not for a few days. So, fantastic. that is my little update for you. Really liked Get a Life Chloe Brown. I'm not sure if I will bother reading Take a Hint Danny Brown or Act Your Age Eve Brown, because the little glimpses of Chloe's sisters that I saw in that first book, I wasn't too in love with. I didn't care a huge amount. Maybe if I fancy some more romance on a similar level to this, I will take a look, but not for now anyway. But yeah. Really good start, a really good start, and I'm so pleased to have read Chloe Brown. It was fantastic. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a like, comment down below. What were your thoughts on Get a Life Chloe Brown? I feel like that's a fair enough question to ask because it feels like everyone has read that book. If not, what are you reading? If you are also taking part in the Sunshine Readathon, how's it going? How are you doing? Are you on track? Are you behind? Let's chat. Feel free to subscribe if you want to see more of my bookish content. I will be doing a video every single day this week until Saturday for the Sunshine Readathon, so you can come back every day to see how I'm doing if you so please. Yeah, thank you. I will see you tomorrow.